Hello, welcome back to Bame Farm. Well, if you guys are pretty well staying up to date and watching our new videos, roughly as they come out, you've noticed that we had about a week where we didn't have any videos. Well, that was the week we went hiking on the Appalachian Trail. And today we're back. It's Sunday morning, the 22nd. And, well, it's time to see what's changed. I think Dad got a couple more calves. If I remember right, we had that back row and like two in this front. Now, right before I left, I had found a dairy who was selling calves. Around here, the price of dairy calves has finally dropped back down. And I know the dairies aren't necessarily wanting to send them to the stockyards because they're not getting anything for them. Now, we're paying more than stockyard price, but we're getting them direct from the dairy. We know where they come from, and they haven't been gathering diseases at the stockyard. So they're all individually housed without touch of each other to spread disease. You can kind of see the color difference, like which different dairy they come from, because one dairy, their Holsteins are a little lighter. Those guys are really black. The ones in the back row are a bit of a darker, or a bit of a lighter black. Let's see, other things that have happened. I think Dad sold more hay. Well, I know he sold more hay since Brad and I were gone. It used to be out to here at the edge. I was finally glad we were able to take that tarp down, because a few of the bottom bales had gotten wet right here at this edge. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna be fed. Brad fed already. Fed the cows. Yum, yum, yum. We got a scoop poop, it looks like. Yeah, lots of poop to scoop. Mmm, yum. Yeah, you guys are all fluffy. I think it's been cold. Still got some hay. Other good news, the silo's full. Dad got that done. He, I guess, got the second half of it filled. I think we only got about half. I never did check. I was just kind of guessing. Chicken feed. Ooh. That's empty. That's pretty low feeling. I got a wood pellet bag back here. Now we still have that full of egg layer feed. That's full of meat chicken feed. So I'm going to need to grind egg layer feed this week. I think I'll have enough meat chicken feed between those two barrels and the green tub here to get the meat chickens until they are ready for butchering. So yeah, it's crazy to see what changes in a week. We did have a frost while we were gone, so a few things are dying. It wasn't a heavy frost. I'm not going to get the silo just yet, but Dad says it's pretty well full, so that is fantastic. Probably need to mow the grass one more time. And I need to clean up a little pile of silage. Not too much of a mess, just around where the wagons drop stuff. Looks like our chain held. Yeah, not incredibly loose, so I don't have to take a link out just yet. The beans are drying. The corn, the silage corn is still very green. And we got a hay delivery or two to make this week. Other news. I don't know, I'm running out of other news. I guess we'll take you out to the chickens and see how they've changed. Meat chickens will have. The egg layers, they don't change much other than they ate down their grass. And let's see how fat the pigs are. Well, the pigs, looks like they like to poop in this corner. There's a Pig Lincoln log. Now they're very particular about that. They only seem to poop in one spot. So pasturing them, it's hard to get a good distribution of poop across the area because they only like to do it in one spot. So then you'll have pockets of fertility that aren't very well distributed. So that's kind of annoying. Yeah, you're a big piggy. Yeah, you ate a lot of food while we were gone. He's a porker. Snort, snort. Haven't you gotten big? Yeah. Well, they haven't tilled this area too terribly much. I mean, they've dug through it on top, but they haven't dug big holes. How you doing over here? You happy to see us? So we haven't had a whole lot of rain, except for right before we left from Hurricane Nate. It's dried back out, and they haven't dug big holes. They got a little hole at the water. Still plenty of water. And they've been very low on feed, I know that much. So, I guess we'll take a look-see. Yeah, it's definitely low. Some of that stuff isn't shaken down very well, apparently. I mean, I don't know if Brad's ever put much more than a couple bushel of feed in there. And supposedly this thing's like 65 bushel. So I would imagine it's, made to be full, but if we're moving them Brad's moving them every 2 weeks roughly, 4 pigs will not eat that thing down in 2 weeks. It might now. Whoo, big piggies. Okay, time for the chickens. Smell anything good, Shiloh? Now the chickens have probably eaten this down. Yeah, there's still a few pig weeds and lamb's quarter standing. But if I can knock it down, they will eat the seed and they'll strip the leaves. Obviously it hasn't been wet. We didn't catch anything. Still got all the tuna in there rotting, so that's a good sign that there's nothing trying the fence out. Ooh, the chickens have a mouse. Chicken rugby. Right now, see, I never count. I just fill the buckets full of eggs. But apparently Dad counted while I was gone. And he said we were getting 110 eggs a day, roughly. Let's follow this chicken around with the mouse. So now you see how vicious chickens can be. Give them a mouse, a bug. Did you bring a bucket for eggs? Okay. I brought buckets for eggs. Okay, everybody. Big turkey feeder. I know, it's probably prime laying time. Whew. That's a fresh one. Oh, okay. See, I hate when this happens. And typically if they're cracked, yeah, we'll eat them here, but that's a bit much for me. So, give them a treat if they can find it. I guess it would be better off to throw it directly in their feed thing. So it gets grain on it. They don't learn to eat eggs. But mostly we're not having issues with that. Well, what's your problem? Jeez! Oh, oh, come on. Who broke the egg? And then this is a real hot box. Not to be confused with the other kind of hot box. Jeez. Come on. Like, what is so great about that nesting box, girls? You're getting squished. Getting eggs dropped on your head. Oh, that one's broken. I can hear it crackle. Come on. I know. If you had a rollaway box, this wouldn't happen. You do in the other trailer. Now, when I started with these chickens, they all started in the gray trailer over there. And I just had the red one out, and they've slowly adopted it. Not that I wanted them to quickly... Oh, geez, that's bad. Here. I'll put some grain on it for you. Move. There. That way you eat some grain when you eat the egg. This white egg. So yeah, the 150 chickens popping out about 110 eggs. And no light supplementation right now. It's more than enough eggs and I know what to do with. Oh boy, who's calling me on a Sunday morning? Well, I'll get back to you guys when we go to the meat chickens. Okay, it was somebody else calling about hay. So that's always a good sign. Move hay before it gets too terribly cold and nasty. Hopefully you can hear me over all the noise. Jeez. So yeah, this is the rollaway box. It's pretty full too. Oh, geez. Well, that's a good show. That is not what's supposed to happen. I think somebody's a little too crowded in there. Yeah, there's still 3 hens again in this one box. What are you looking at? Huh? But this one, it's much easier to get the eggs because they roll out underneath. You're not fighting the hens. The only time you're fighting the hens is when you're trying to talk. And then there's you, who crawls underneath. You're not supposed to be down there. That's the only thing I don't like. These leghorns are a bit smaller. And they lay a normal size egg. But they're small and they get places they shouldn't be. Yeah. You. Ow! Jeez. Well, I wouldn't be poking my finger in your face if you weren't where you weren't supposed to be. Simple process, ladies. Yeah. Now, Brad got an early start on feeding. I was catching up on bookkeeping. It drives me crazy when I'm behind on that. Okay, I walked back to the meat chickens. Brad had already fed. He went just about, well, after we quick discussed what happened while we were gone, like silo being filled and hay sales and what broke and got fixed. The only breakdown Dad had was at the one rear tire that was fluid filled that we took off. He had to have that fixed again. They did a terrible job with the rim at the tire store. And apparently the guy who put a new tube in it the second time was very mad at what he found, that whoever had repaired it didn't do a good job. Probably some rust on the rim. And the new thing to do with rusty rims is they wire wheel them down, clean up the rust, and then just wrap them in duct tape. Apparently that didn't happen. Sounds like the only breakdown Dad had. The blower belt's still doing okay. We have a new one of those for when that does break. Well, here at the meat chickens, man, they have grown a lot. I'm surprised. For how cool I thought it's been, they have not put on many feathers like I expected. I figured once we moved them outside, they'd put on tons of feathers. But some of these guys are still half naked. I'm like, will you guys be ready in 2 weeks? I figured it'd be a little slow with the cool down. You're a little teeny tiny fart. Why aren't you growing? So I think they've grown. Yeah, they definitely grew because they weren't that big when we took them out, and we've been gone 10 days, and we moved them out here right before we left for our trip. So yeah, they're growing, and once they get about this size, like their frame is just about full grown, and they're gonna start putting on meat. Now, I'm not sure if Dad was moving them as far as he could have, because I don't see good breaks. Like, okay, so usually right here you see where it's eaten down, and then right here, usually that corresponds with this back board of the pens. And it's very well manured. I'm afraid Dad doesn't quite move these the full length. He moves them as far as he can pull it away from the water tank. And the water tank only has maybe 4 feet. So that I don't think he moves them the full length of the pen here. Well, since we're close, we'll take a look at the beans. Creek's dry, mostly. Yeah, we had a lot of running water when we were in the mountains. Mountain streams, it was lovely. Well, here's the beans. They dried a lot. I mean, there's no leaves. That we left, they still had yellow leaves on them. There's still a green leaf here and there. I'll pop one open. I mean, the pod's dry. I feel like those are some good-sized beans. Oh, yeah. But we still got green stems. Dry pods and green stems. So I guess there's not too big a rush on the beans. But at least for once, I like to feel like we could have the combine ready and not be getting it ready late. And the beans at home were some of the first beans planted. Now, coming back on the trip, once we got back into our county, the number of beans that I saw harvested was actually fairly small. I mean, there was a few fields here and there, but it's not like everybody else is getting their harvest done. Because I'm on a couple, or I guess I'm members of some of the tractor groups on Facebook, like IH Group and Blue Power Fan Page. And everybody's posting pictures of, we're harvesting beans or harvesting corn. They're out in Nebraska and Iowa, which are sort of north of us, but I guess they have better springs than we do. The only thing I've seen around here is beans that are harvested. Now, we didn't get a good enough frost, because it didn't kind of burnt a little bit of leaves on the Johnson grass. Which at least I was able to get that bush hogged off, and I've been trying to bring backpack sprayer loads of Roundup and grass killer out here to work on getting the Johnson grass cleaned up on the edge. But with the creek right here, comes off the big fields across the state route over yonder, and then when the creek floods, it's just a cluster mess. So that was another funny thing, driving through Tennessee on the way back, like every hayfield, it looked like it had Johnson grass in it, something fierce. And then coming back through Kentucky, like everybody had hay for like 2 or 3 years piled up. So I guess they've had good hay years. Or they don't have enough animals to eat it. So that was kind of sad. Like, oh, you guys got all that hay going to waste, just sitting outside. And it was definitely not this year's hay. It was too far, I guess, weathered looking. It's a tight fit. I made the roofs a little bit tight on that other chicken pin. And then this one, it somehow hits, so the lid support will hit up front. Okay, you guys are safe again. Yeah, it's different getting back to our air versus the mountain air. Yeah, you can kind of see the color difference. We ran chickens over here and it's real dark. The pen started up by the road and came right down over here. And over here has not been chickened yet. It will be. I thought they would have made it farther. Like, I expected the chickens to be closer to this tree, which if you double what they were probably moved every day to the full length of the pen, then yeah, chickens would be at least this far. So I guess I have some place to start in the spring to kind of fertilize the lower side of the waterway here. Now I probably could have made another cut on it while we were gone, because we had tons of great weather, all sunshine, very little rain. But I guess every once in a while I gotta take a break, not do farm stuff. Yeah, that's what winter's for. Hopefully do lots of fun stuff in the winter out in the snow. Okay, well I guess that's a wrap on our update of what happened while we were gone, or how the animals grew. Hopefully at some point we'll take you up the top silo, show what the full silo looks like, show you the unloader that we don't use, or can't use, which would be nice if we could. Okay, well, like, comment, and subscribe. I got a lot of comments to get to since we've been gone, and we'll see you next time.
Good thing that's supposed to say. They're playing.
Just pigs doing pig things.
They're just playing, rubbing on each other. Rubbing wetness all over each other. That's what they're doing. They're like, oh, that's nice and cool. Look at it, let's headbutt them.
Yeah.
Come on, let's wrestle. Oh yeah, I got you. You're down.
Oh yeah, mud wrestling.
I keep taking it.
Dinner is the show. Oh, yeah, I'm laying your head. Yeah, take that. Take this ham to the face.
And rubbing on the beef.
Yeah.
I'm busy over here, don't mess with me. It's dry. Wow, look at that dust.
Yeah.
That was needed, wasn't it, guys? I'm much happier now. That's not hungry. Very well fed. These cute 20 pounders, other cute 200 plus pounders.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we could just train them to be good rototillers.
Yeah, I like how their fur is like very. It almost looks like it's like comb.
Oh, it's so stiff and bristly.
Yeah.
It's gonna hold direction. Oh yeah, that's my mud. I don't eat this mud.
It's like they got gel in it.